I am back with my weekly budget. We are budgeting for the paycheck that we received on March 10th. So this is the second budget in the month of March. So far, March has been a really good month. I hope it's been really well for you and you're meeting all of your financial goals. I've already gotten everything written down. I know you guys really liked last week when I went through and wrote everything down with you, but it just made the video a little bit longer than I wanted, and it took forever to edit. So we're gonna go back to this for a bit. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Before I get into the budget though, I'm going to empty out my wallet of the coins. So I have my jars here. What I do when I spend my cash from my cash envelopes is I just hold on to the change in my wallet. I don't typically spend it. If I need a dime or a nickel or something, I'll fish it out and use it, but for the most part, I break whole bills and I save all the change, and then whenever my wallet gets too heavy, I empty the change into these jars. I have one jar here with the silver coins, so quarters, nickels, dimes, and then one with pennies. And when these jars get filled up, I will just take them to my bank. I'll probably have to roll the change and deposit it into the bank, but this will be an extra debt payment or something, right? So if you guys have watched my videos, you know I don't spend a lot of cash. A lot of my spending happens on my debit card, which you'll see in the bills section here when I get into my budget. I only have cash for a few categories. I have my miscellaneous cash, my eating out, and my spending money. My husband also has spending money, but he likes to spend his change, so his change doesn't typically get added into these jars. So they don't fill up very quickly or anything by any means, but every little bit helps. So I'm just going to really quickly go ahead and empty the coins out of my wallet here. This is a Canadian nickel, so that's interesting. So yeah, we'll just empty all of this change and then we'll get into the actual budgeting, which is, I know, what you guys are here for. Got quite a few quarters this time, so that's good. That adds up quickly. Alright, that is all of my change. That was really quick. Not too much, but my wallet is significantly lighter now. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my cash envelopes so that when we get to that part of the video, I can stuff them. There we go. Alright, I'm going to move these coins off to the side and we're going to go ahead and start going over my budget. So if you're not familiar, you have not watched my budget videos before, I use the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. I have the printable version, so I print the pages that I need. I use a punch and punch them and put them into the back of a big size Happy Planner. So this planner that you are seeing here is a full size Happy Planner. It's 8.5 by 11, which means that I can print my pages on a full size sheet of paper and just punch them and put them in really easily. I posted a video last week where I showed the process of getting everything set up for the month of March. So I'll put that in a little card above for you to check out. If you're interested in seeing how I do that, I get lots of questions all the time about, you know, what planner I use, how do I get my pages in here. So that video is a really good resource if you're curious about that. But let's go ahead and get into this video. So for this week we are, let me go to my monthly calendar here so I can show you. For this week we are paying all of the bills that happen from the 10th through the 16th. So that is what is covered by this payday. So looking here, you can see my bills are my mortgage, which I have written here, but you will not actually see in my weekly budget because last week, really exciting, you guys, we paid off our mortgage. So we no longer have a mortgage payment, which is awesome. Disney Plus and Hulu, Spectrum will be on there. Boost will be on there, as well as our weekly expenses. So let's go ahead and see what those are. I'm gonna zoom y'all in here. So the amount of income we are working with this week is $1,350. And that's what we're gonna start out with. And then the first thing we're gonna do is work on paying these bills. So under my bills category here in my budget, my paycheck workbook, is anything and everything that gets paid through my debit card. So this is all of the bills that get paid through my bank, as well as any expenses that we swipe our debit card for. So we have Disney Plus due this week and I have budgeted $7 for that. Hulu. So I recently upgraded my Hulu to the no advertisement version of Hulu just because I was tired of watching the ads. Hulu is my favorite streaming service. My kids really like Disney Plus. They also really like Netflix. I don't really watch those too often. For the most part, I'm a Hulu kind of gal. So I just got tired of watching the ads. None of our other streaming services have ads, so I upgraded it a little bit. We're gonna pay a few dollars extra a month, but I no longer have to sit through commercials, and that makes me very happy. So that has gone up a little bit. We're budgeting $12. Spectrum is my internet. They offer cable, but we don't have cable. It's just our internet bill. I budget $70 for that. As you can see, that bill has actually already come out. I'm filming this a little bit later in the week. So that bill has already come out. It was $69.99. So I was right on with my budget amount there. For groceries this week, I budgeted $50. And that is because we did a huge stock up grocery haul a few weeks back. I did post a haul video on that if you guys are interested in seeing all of the items we stocked up on. We spent like $400 really stocking up on paper products and also stocking our freezer full of meat and lots of pantry items. So we did that with the help of our tax refund, which I talked about, I believe in last week's budget video, what we did with our tax refund. But we stocked up majorly. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be able to keep my grocery budget really low. We just need to stock up on like fresh produce and stuff every week. So that was $50 that I budgeted for that. I've already done my grocery shopping for the week and I went a little bit over at $58.14, but not too bad. You guys know, we keep a little bit of a cushion in our checking account. We also roll over money every week. So that we are completely covered with our bills because my husband is paid based on commission, so his paychecks are not the same every single week. So we always like to roll over a little bit of money and have a little bit of a cushion so that we are covered. So the fact that I'm a little bit over on my budget here is no problem. All right. Next up is gas. I have budgeted $50. The gas prices right now in my area are really low, so I don't anticipate spending this full $50, but I always budget $50. And then if we're under a little bit, that's fine. That money just gets rolled over to the next week, and everything is hunky-dory. For household, I always budget $30. So that's that. My husband and I own a camper that sits on a campground that has an annual fee, so we pay $60 a week towards that annual fee. I like to give my son Austin a little bit of spending money once a month. He is 12, so he earns it by doing extra chores and stuff around the house. He gets $20. My oldest son has plenty of opportunities to earn money from mowing lawns and shoveling snow, and he always has a little bit of spending money, and Austin doesn't have as many opportunities for that, so he does some extra work around the house and earns $20. So that is typically put right onto a Xbox gift card, if we're being honest. He's a big gaming freak. So and then the last bill that we have for the week is Boost. So that is our cell phones. I currently have 3 lines, unlimited talk and text for $100 a month through Boost Mobile. So that is due this week, so that is in the budget as well. So our bill total is very low this week. It's only $399, but that's because, like I said, you don't see our mortgage here. Typically, we would have an additional $300 in a mortgage payment, but we paid off our mortgage last week. I'm so excited about that. So we freed up, a little bit of money there that we are going to be able to use towards other things. So I'm very, very excited about that. We live in a very small, modest home. It was not very expensive. It's a mobile home. So we didn't pay off like a $300,000 mortgage or anything, you guys. But it's still phenomenal that we were able to pay that off a little bit early. And now we have that money freed up for other things. So we take that $399 from the $1,350 that we started out with, and that leaves us with $951 to roll over to the next category, which is my cash envelopes. So I always have the same categories for my cash spending. I have miscellaneous, I have my husband's spending money, my spending money, and eating out. Everything else gets paid through our debit card, all of our weekly expenses, but these are the things that we pay for in cash weekly. So miscellaneous, I always do $20. That's our budget there. My husband's spending is $50. My spending is $20. I do take a little bit less than my husband because I am at home. I don't find the need to spend money as often. And then for eating out, we have $60. So our envelope total is $150. We take that $150 from that $951 that we had left over, and that leaves us with $801 to take over to sinking funds. So for sinking funds, we're adding a couple of funds this week, which is exciting, and we're adding quite a bit of money to our sinking funds because we had a bit more money to work with this week since we did not have a mortgage payment. So we have Amazon Prime. I just paid off our Amazon Prime the beginning of this month. We had our yearly subscription fee. So I paid that using the money that I had saved in my sinking fund for Amazon Prime, and now we are saving for next March's bill. So that's awesome. I love the idea of being ahead. So we're going to put $10 towards next year's Amazon Prime. Car tags and maintenance is going to get $25. Christmas is $30. Haircuts is $10. Holidays is $20. And I will go over these more when I'm actually stuffing those envelopes. Hunting, we're going to put $40 in there because I have not been contributing as much as I wanted to hunting. So we're making that a priority. A new category this week is pets. We just recently got a new cat. And so I want to stock up some money for vet visits and things. I should have been doing this all along, but I haven't been, so we're going to make that a priority and start a pets fund. School expenses is going to get $25. Pets is going to get $20, by the way, if I didn't say. Vacation is going to get $25. And I have another new category here, which is home. And this is for insurance on our home because we were making those payments through escrow, and it was going, it was coming out of our monthly mortgage payment. But since we no longer have a monthly mortgage payment, I need to make sure that I am putting that money aside so that when that bill is due, I can pay it. So we're going to put $60 in that fund this week. So that's a total of $265 in sinking funds this week. It's a little bit more than typical, but we have a little bit more money to spend. So that's how we've chosen to allocate it. We take that $265 from that $801 that we had left over, and that leaves us with $536 to move on to our next category, which is our extra debt payment. So you might notice that this debt snowball amount is higher than it has been in previous weeks. And that's because, like I said, we paid off our mortgage. So we have upped our debt snowball. We took the money from the mortgage that we are going to be able to contribute towards debt, and we got a monthly amount. We divided that by 4 so that, we pay a little bit every week. and we added that to our pre-existing debt snowball, and that makes our new debt snowball payment $112 a week. So that means that we will be able to put an extra $112 every week towards the smallest debt, the debt that we are currently working on. So that debt snowball payment is $112. We take that $112 from our $536 that we had left over after we covered our bills and our cash and our sinking funds, and that brings us to our extra savings, and we have $424 to work with. So I have a couple of savings challenges that I am working on right now. I have March savings, which is one of the monthly savings challenges from the 2020 savings course from the Budget Mom. And for that, I'm going to be setting aside $46. And then I have Savopoly, which is a savings challenge that is modeled after Monopoly. You roll a dice every week, you go around the board, and the space that you land on tells you how much money to save for that week. And that's going to get $3. So my savings total for the week is $49, and that's just extra savings that I can use this money for anything that I want, whether it be something fun, vacation, extra debt, however I choose to spend it at the time. So we take that $49 from the $424, and that leaves us with $375, and that is what I'm going to roll over this week. Like I said, my husband is paid based on commissions, so sometimes his paychecks are a little bit less, sometimes they're a little bit more. It just depends on how much work there is. You know, if he has a super slow week or is sick and he only works 3 days in a week, then his paycheck is going to reflect that. So we always try to roll over as much money as possible, while still making sure that we have our other financial goals covered, like our debt payments and our sinking funds. And that way we are always covered and can always make our bills on time. So that is a look at the little budget overview there. That's where all of our money is going to go this week. I have already figured out how much cash I needed to pull out of the bank using this cash envelope breakdown that comes with the Budget by Paycheck workbook. You can see I spilled some of my lunch or something on there. I don't know. I'm constantly looking at my budget. I always have this open. So, you know, that's inevitable. If I really wanted to, I could print out a new copy of this page, but it is what it is. So I pulled out $464 from my bank, and that is going to cover everything that I needed in cash. So that is my cash envelopes. That is my sinking funds, because I do my sinking funds in cash, and that is also my extra savings. So everything else that you see here, the extra debt payment and the bills, gets paid through my bank, but the rest of this is all in cash. So like I said, $464 was pulled out this week for cash spending and savings. So I do have that cash here. I've already been to the bank. Big old stack of cash here. And we're going to stuff our cash envelopes using this. So this is my favorite part. I absolutely love this. So first things first, I have my envelopes that I keep in my wallet. Let me zoom you guys out so you can see a little bit better here. These are the envelopes that I use for my weekly spending. So these envelopes get filled with cash once a week, and then I spend from them in those categories, whether it be eating out money or spending money or whatever it is. And when the money's gone, I stop spending in that category until the following week when I fill the envelopes up again. That's how I do it. It works out really well. And it makes it super easy. You know, if I have $4 in my eating out envelope, then I can only spend $4 eating out. It just works out great. So we're going to start with my miscellaneous envelope here, and I made these envelopes myself. I used dividing pages from an old Happy Planner. You can see the calendar printed on the inside there. They're really beautiful pieces of cardstock, essentially, and I wasn't using the planner anymore, so I just cut them down to size, folded them, laminated them here at home, put a little label on them, and they work out great. You don't have to have super fancy envelopes. You can even use like a bank envelope or just like a letter envelope from the Dollar Tree. However you decide to do this. but these work out well for me. So as you can see, I have $4 left in my miscellaneous envelope. I'm just gonna roll it over. And miscellaneous is essentially anything that I need to pay in cash that I don't have in these other envelopes. So if I have parking that I need to pay in cash, it'll come out of miscellaneous. If I need a couple of dollars for whatever, it comes out of miscellaneous. So I'm going to add another $20 to my miscellaneous fund because that's what I had budgeted. And we'll put that in there, and that takes care of miscellaneous. Next, I have my spending money. That is another $20, and my spending envelope is completely empty. I had $40 in there because I had rolled over money from the previous week, last week, so I had $40 and I went shoe shopping. So that was fun. My spending money can be spent on anything that I want. And so we're gonna add another 20 in there. And lastly, for my cash spending for the week is eating out. And we do $60 for eating out. We do 3 20s. And we will add that in there. And that is enough money for my family and I to go out for a nice meal or to do takeout or whatever it is. So that is my cash envelopes stuffed, easy peasy. And now we will move on to our sinking funds. I'm just going to get these envelopes stuck back into my wallet so I am ready to spend another day. There we go. And now we will move on to my sinking funds. I keep my sinking funds in this accordion folder. I have various categories separated by the tabs in here, and I just keep the cash as well as a little card that keeps track of what I've added and what I've spent. And once I fill this up for the week, I will close it up and stick it in my safe for safekeeping. So this is just how I've chosen to do it. If you want to do sinking fund accounts at your bank, you can do multiple bank accounts. I know credit unions a lot of times offer free accounts, as many as you want, so you can do it that way. I just choose to do it in cash. It's just my personal preference. Before I start stuffing my sinking funds, I have a couple of new categories to add. So I'm going to pull out my little label maker and make some new labels for my accordion folder here. So we have pets is a new category we are adding. So we're going to print out a little label for that. And we also have home insurance. So we'll print out one for that as well. I don't even know if that was in focus. Sorry, you guys. So I'm just going to add these new categories into my little accordion folder here. And I will link my label maker, my accordion folder, basically everything that I used in this video today will be linked down below so that if you would like to have the same setup, you can go and get it. Just about everything comes from Amazon other than the Budget by Paycheck workbook. Maybe a few other little things, but everything will be linked. Alright, so I've added my new categories, and now we're just going to get started with the envelope stuffing. So first we have Amazon Prime. So my Amazon Prime category here has $4 left from what I was saving for last year's subscription fee. Alexa, what's the date?
It's Thursday, March 12th.
So today is the 12th. We're going to add $10 to this fund, and that means we will have a total of 14. So I'm just going to dig through here and find a $10 bill. To the person that recommended that I save a little bit extra for my Amazon Prime account because they ended up charging you more than the $120 that you thought you were going to be charged, you were right. They did charge me a tax fee. I just took that out of my regular weekly budget because I had already deposited the $120. I didn't deposit the extra $4 that I had set aside. But moving forward, I'm going to be saving $130 instead of $120. That way I know I'm covered. So for next year, I'll save $130. Anyways, that takes care of Amazon Prime. Next, we have car tags and maintenance. So my current car tags and maintenance fund has $179 in it, and we are going to add another $25 today. So that is a 20 and a 5. And go ahead and write that down. So I think that should be $204 in my fund here. We are going to go ahead and count it up and just make sure that that's right, because I am horrible at math. And I want to make sure that I have what I think I'm supposed to have. So we'll go ahead and count this up. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, $204 in my car maintenance fund, and that is for my yearly car tags, as well as any maintenance fees, whether it be an oil change or new tires or whatever. We're just saving up a little bit of money when we have it to spare. Next, we have Christmas. So I have my Christmas sinking fund in this little envelope that came from the Budget Mom. This was part of her 2020 savings course, which you can register for. I think it's a $10 fee, and you get all kinds of printables and access to a Facebook group, and it's just a great way to save money. So we're going to add $30. We currently have $270, so that should bring it up to $300 for Christmas 2020, which is awesome. So we are going to add a 20 and a 10. And I'm going to go ahead and count this up and make sure, again, that I have what I think I have. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300. Sorry about the background noise that you guys might hear. My kitten is running around like a crazy dude, causing all kinds of trouble. So, as kittens do. Come here, Jax. Come here, Jax. Oh, there he is. Crawling all over my little budget setup here. Go on, buddy. All right. That's enough of that. We'll move on next to haircuts. So for haircuts, we currently have $50 set aside, and we're going to add another 10 today. And that will mean that we have $60. 20, $40, $50, $60. So that's that. For hunting, my husband is a hunter. Hunting season is in October, I believe, and he's going to have registration fees, license fees, whatever it is that he needs. So we are saving money for that. We are adding $40 to my hunting sinking fund here, which means we should have $115 in there if I am not mistaken. Once again, my math skills are not all that great, so we'll add everything up here. Okay, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115. For the person that commented and said that it drives them crazy that all of my bills are not in order, I am trying to be better about that. I know that that bothers some people. It doesn't really bother me. I'm not the type of person that gets affected by that sort of thing, but for your sake, I'm trying. I hope you appreciate that. All right, so that is hunting taken care of. Next, we will move on to pets. So like I said, that is my new category, so we are going to need to start a new little index card for that. We are starting it out today with $20. So we will have a total of $20 in this fund, but everybody has to start somewhere and it adds up pretty quickly. So we'll get that put in there. Next up, we have school expenses. So for school expenses, we are saving for anything school related, whether it be, new school clothes, school supplies. This is also for any after school activities, stuff like that. We currently have $145 in this fund, and we are going to be adding another $25 today. So that should be $165 in there. So we're gonna add a 20 and a 5. We'll slip this in here with the other denominations and we will count this up. 20, 40, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Oh yeah, because 145 plus 25 is 170, not 165. Remember when I told you guys I was bad at math? Yeah, that's why I use erasable pens. This is the Parkoo erasable pen, by the way. I'll have it linked below. I get mine from Amazon. So 170 in my school expenses envelope here. All right, next up is vacation. So I've said it before and I'll say it again, we are still going to take vacations. Yes, our goal is to pay off debt, but our goal is also to live and enjoy life. So we are going to continue to take vacations. We are going to continue to eat out. we could do like Dave Ramsey says and go gazelle intense and cut out absolutely everything and sell things, and we'd be out of debt quicker, but we want to enjoy life too. And that's just the choice that we've made. Obviously, you can do it any way you want. So we're going to add another $25 to our vacation fund, which currently has $350 in it, so that should bring us up to $375. So we're going to add a 20 and a 5. And we'll get this counted up. 50, 100, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75. So that takes care of vacation for this week. And the last of our sinking funds is another new category. It's our home insurance category. So we're just going to start a new card for that. And today is March 12th. We are going to add $60, and that'll be a total of $60 in this account. And that's a great start. So we'll do a 50 and a 10. So that was it for our sinking funds. Our extra savings goes in this same accordion folder though. So we'll move on to March savings next, which goes into its own little envelope here from thebudgetmom.com. And we are going to add $46 today. So we had 12 in there from last week. We're going to add 46. That should be $58, right? If I'm not mistaken. So we're going to add 20, 40, 5, $46. $20, $40, $50, $55, $56, $57, $58. So we got what we said we should have in there, which is awesome. We'll put that right back behind our monthly savings tab here. And then lastly, we have Savopoly. So for Savopoly, we currently have $31 in there because we took out some of this money for the new sofa that I am sitting on, which is great. We are going to add $3 today. I landed on just $3 when I did my rolling there, so we got 3 ones we're going to add in here. So that should mean we have $34 in Savopoly. Let's just count it up real quick. 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. All right, so that leaves me with a $20 bill. So I need to figure out why I have an extra 20 here. Give me just a second to try to figure it out. Anytime that I have extra money left over, it means that I did something wrong with my math. So I'm just going to try to figure out what I did here. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what this extra 20 is for. So know that I gave my husband his spending money before I even started filming this video. So that was covered. I I definitely added money to all of the accounts that I needed to. Maybe I pulled out this extra $20 for Austin. Maybe I planned to pay him his $20 in cash. I'm not really sure. If you guys noticed where I made a mistake, if I made a mistake during this video, let me know. If you happen to know where this $20 is supposed to go, I'll probably notice if I made an error when I'm editing this video. But otherwise, I guess I will just give this to Austin as the $20 that I owe him. I'm not really sure where this is supposed to go. It's the first time this has happened to me in a long time. So yeah, if you notice that I skipped out on adding a $20 to one of my sinking funds or something, definitely let me know. But for now, I'm just going to put this off to the side and I will figure it out, I'm sure. But before I go, I'm going to do something on camera that I have not done before. I have a couple of these charts from Debt Free Charts that I've been using to keep track of my debt-free journey. This one is for my Christmas sinking fund, so I haven't updated this in a while. I'm going to update this here on camera. And this is the chart that I've been using to keep track of my house payoff, and since I paid off our mortgage, we're gonna go ahead and fill this completely in today, so that's super exciting. So for my Christmas fund, I'm gonna pull my Christmas envelope back out and take a look and see what I have currently saved, which is $300. So I'm going to go ahead and color using my mild liners here up to the $300 mark, which is just about here. So we are more than a quarter of the way done with this fund, which is awesome. So I'm just going to color this in. These charts are available at debtfreecharts.com, and they are just a great way to visually represent how far you've come in your budgeting journey. So this is a lot of fun to keep track of how much I've saved for Christmas. I love that it's March and I've already saved up more than a quarter of what I need for Christmas 2020. And this is just a super fun way to represent that visually. I'm a real visual person, and I think a lot of people are. So I highly recommend Debt Free Charts if you want to keep track of your debt-free journey. Most of the charts are available for free. She does have some on that website that you pay for, which is, you know, they're very reasonably priced, and you can print them an unlimited amount of times, so that's great. That is my Christmas one. And now we paid off our mortgage, you guys. I started this at the beginning of the year. We had $1,660, give or take, left to pay on our mortgage, and we've officially paid that off. So I am just going to use this blue color and color this the rest of the way in. This is going to be so satisfying. Each of these little squares here represent $16.60 that we paid. So we just paid off a very large chunk all at once, so this is going to take a while, but I definitely want to color this in and pat myself on the back for completing our mortgage payoff journey. Alright, you guys, so it's very sloppy, but it is all colored in. That is my mortgage, 100% paid off. I am so excited about that. I could not be more thrilled with this. So if you are interested in either of these debt-free charts, I'll link debt-free charts below. They've got these, and they've got plenty of other ones available too. They're super cute, and it's a great resource. Alright, you guys, so that is it for my weekly budget overview, my cash envelope stuffing, and filling out my little debt-free charts. I hope that you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so that you never miss a video. I do a new budget every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!